So the 5 formative assessment strategies I researched was hand signals, think, pair, share, classroom polls, exit tickets, and 30-second share. The first one I researched is hand signals. Hand signals are a great way to communicate in the classroom. They can be done by thumbs, so like pointing up, sideways, and down. If students do not understand, somewhat understand, or completely understand is what that would represent. You can also do 1 through 5 fingers, so 1 saying you don't understand at all, 5 saying you completely understand. I would use this in my classroom to gauge the students' learning after a lesson. I think it's a great way to assess the students because everyone has to answer, and it's not just calling on one student and having them answer for the whole class. This is also super customizable, and it helps the students self-assess as well. The second is think, pair, share. So this starts with individual reflection, and then it moves into partner and group discussion. So the first step is to have the students assess individually. So the teacher can observe during this time. They can walk around the class, they can ask the students questions, or they could just observe. So it doesn't have to be them speaking with the students. And the second step is for the students to work with a peer and collaborate. So the students will get to work with others. And this is good for students who are confused or who struggle during the individual time because now they have time to talk it out and they're not just lost. The student can also ask another question to another student without having to go to the teacher, which is less stressful and less scary sometimes for the students. The third step is to share with the entire class or a small group. So I would definitely use this in my classroom. I think these three steps really help the students understand and comprehend. The third is classroom polls. So this is a great way for teachers to get feedback quickly and accurately. This can be done online or on paper. There are many polls that you can do online. There's Survey Planet, Poll Everywhere. There's all kinds that you can use online, but if that's not as convenient, you can do them on paper. Silent polls are great for students who are shy and don't like sharing. You could go the whole year without hearing much from them, so you don't really get to understand their understanding. So polls are a great way to hear the entire class. In a normal class, all students don't speak up during class, so this is a good way for the teacher to hear every individual student. And this can see a whole class understanding. Exit tickets. Exit tickets are great. Exit tickets are simple, flexible, and easy to use. Exit tickets provide a supportive rhythm in the classroom as well. If the students know they're going to be formatively assessed at the end of the class, they will listen during class because they want to do well in the assessment. Students know they're being held accountable when they are having to take formative assessments at the end of every class. This can also provide a natural way to end a topic and move on to another subject or switch classrooms. There's little risk for the student when doing an exit ticket because they know it is formative, so they know it's going to be seen, so they are being held accountable, but they know it's not going to affect their grade. So they're going to be honest on what they don't understand because it's not going to affect them negatively. Feedback is important for exit tickets. They don't all have to include feedback, but it is great to look at the exit tickets, glance at them, read through them, and provide the student with a little bit of feedback so they can better understand because they're probably being bold and being honest on these. We want to make sure their understanding is clear at the end of the exit ticket. It's important to make sure the students understand they're not graded and they need to be honest. If the students understand they're not graded, they're going to do better. And the last one is 30-second share. Students take turns telling what they learned in class each day. So each student has up to 30 seconds to share what they learned in class. This could be used at the beginning of class as well. The next day, I think I would use it like that often because it assesses the students' learning from the previous day. So, it's giving them time in between being assessed. So they will have to recall and see if they actually committed it to memory or they just listened to what you said. This is very efficient as well. With a normal class size, this should take no more than 10 to 12 minutes, and that's if each student takes up 30 seconds, and some will just take a few. This can be conducted in many different ways. many different orders in the class, and you can always switch that up or keep the same order. So these formative assessment strategies are very helpful in the class, and I will definitely implement them in my future classroom.